Greetings, I am nothing, nobody, a resident of the Phantom Line channel. You can call me Glitch, although historically I've been known as Felinoid. Hey, Phantom Line wants me to do a thing where I explain what my political platform would be if I ran for the office of President of the United States. So, first, I want to explain that I would never run for office of the President of the United States because I don't want to deal with the bullshit. Okay, that's all there is to it. Okay, I ran for office once before, not for President of the United States, local office. Didn't do very well, all right, and I realized I'm just not suited for this. Okay, basically, if I became President of the United States, this is just me being straightforward and honest, all right, I would not be impeached for blowjobs. I would not be impeached because of being a puppet for a foreign government. I would be impeached for physical assault of everyone in Congress because that's how I am. If I had to deal with that much bullshit, I would beat the shit out of everyone in Congress at the same time. Fuck doing it one by one. No, everyone at once. Come at me, bro. Fuck now. That's how I would handle it. And yeah, I would physically assault everyone. And they would all be injured, all go to the hospital, all at the same time. And the next time Congress is called, they would be talking about my impeachment because it's caught on camera, live on C-SPAN. Nobody's going to deny that I beat the shit out of everyone in Congress. And there would be no denying the context either. It would be just, I couldn't handle it. I would flip out and be like, fuck everybody, you're all dying. This is just not a thing. I can't handle it. I wouldn't be able to handle it. I'm not the kind of person that can do that. I ran for office once, locally, couldn't do it, all right? Couldn't even make it in office. Fuck this shit. I ain't doing it. Okay. So that's the first thing. So what would be my campaign slogan? Probably fuck you, because that's me. All right. Now, that's a guess. All right. I'm not actually ever going to plan to run for office. One thing I have planned for is my platform. Okay. And that's a little different because I would actually have these ideas and try to promote them to people who are actually running for office and hope that they implement them. So my platform for education, all right, I would have the public school system turned federal. Okay, the way it's done right now is it's local. That also means it's locally funded. So you have a school that's in the ghetto and they're funded by the property taxes in the ghetto, which means those schools will not have the necessary funding to actually properly teach kids because they're getting the funding from the ghetto. See the problem, They don't have the funding to do that properly because they're getting their funding from an area that, very, very low property taxes. Whereas you get property taxes from a wealthy zone, they're going to have a very well-funded school. Middle class has a middle class funding. Wealthy class area has wealthy funding. And a ghetto has ghetto funding. Ghetto funding means the building falling apart, black mold, no supplies, and so on. Just, very underrated education, a very improper education. There's, it's a loop, a feedback loop. People are in the ghetto. They're getting an education that is ghetto-level education. They can't get out of the ghetto because they haven't been taught properly. So it's a feedback loop. All right, that's the thing. All right, need to break that feedback loop. The way to break that feedback loop is federally fund these schools. The next part of it is that the original idea of having these schools funded locally is also having these schools controlled locally, that the local controls and can decide what the students need to learn, so that they'll learn, like if it's a agricultural zone, then they'll learn how to do farming. All right. Whereas it's a zone that's like computer tech, then they'll learn all computers. You get the idea. But this is a world economy now. We're not in a situation where the localized situation is going to matter much. I mean, you can farm in California. You can do computer technology in the Midwest. All right, the it's just no longer the economy is no longer localized. Your education needs to be on a national scale. The other problem is, right, California arguably extreme left, and the education reflects that extreme left education. And even more so, and beyond a shadow of a doubt, because this has been brought up and argued many times, and it's actually been an issue for across the nation, Texas is extreme right-wing education, up to the point of actually pushing extreme right-wing propaganda. And this has been a problem because Texas kind of pushes the publication of books because of the way they do their bidding process. So the school books are all written to Texas's specifications. California has to buy what's available, okay? And what's available is Texas right-wing propaganda. So what you have is a far left schools with books that are far right propaganda. Kind of holy fuck, But the point remains, okay, that local politics are driving the education. All right, it's not a matter of what the kids need to know. It's more like what works politically. All right, and it's better to have this working on a federal stage. Okay, that the best education, the best educational methods, and no longer having extreme right wing or extreme left wing politics driving our education. Okay, it's better to have like the whole thing being driven, being on center stage. Everyone knows what's going on. Okay, and just teach the kids what they need to know for on the world stage. To be a world-class education, we need world-class standards. That means one federal standard across the system, and have people like Aaron Ra deciding what our education should be, rather than having a local politician deciding what's supposed to be in our textbooks. Having it so bad that Texas history textbooks are completely different from what California wants to teach, and that California has these textbooks that they didn't have to take and black mark the whole fucking book and rewrite it. That's how fucked up this is. Okay, just one standard education across the board. I know that politics are still going to be involved, but at least we're going to have one standard throughout the nation. Okay, and we can deal with the rest of it later. Okay, now and actually try to keep it stable. Okay, and like I said, have people like Aaron Ra. Yeah, I know. I don't really. I think he's good in education. I don't agree with him politically, but then I don't think Aaron Ra is going to stuff politics in textbooks. Okay. Anyway, and there it is. Okay. My person who is in charge of the education would be Aaron Ra, but not because I politically agree with him, but because I think he knows what he's talking about when it comes to education. Okay. So there it is. Okay. And he'd probably be sitting here using his position as a bully pulpit to say how everything I'm doing is wrong, except for in education, because I'm listening to him when it comes to education. But anyway, moving on. All right. The wall. All right. I would get funding to finish the wall. That doesn't mean that I'm going to finish the wall. Okay. I'm going to get funding to finish the wall, and then I'm going to use that funding and have all of that leverage to finish the wall, and then leverage Mexico to work on an open border trading. Okay. Yes, I would work towards an open border treaty. Okay. But I want the leverage to do that. I think Mexico has no desire to actually work on an open border treaty. For them, the border is already open, because although officially it's not, all right, we don't have a treaty to deal with the problems, all right. As far as Mexico is concerned, they can, somebody crosses the border to Mexico's side, they can murder them and no problem, all right. But if anybody trespasses into the United States, oh, we got to follow the rules, all right. For them, it's a perfect situation, all right. We got to change that so it's not a perfect situation. So I have political leverage to actually work out a good deal between us and Mexico, an actual decent open border treaty. And that would start with the wall and having funding for the wall and having policies changed to and how to deal with people who cross over the border into the United States. Like, can we just shoot them? All right. I know that sounds pretty awful, but again, all of this for leverage to get an open border treaty. Okay? I want the most leverage that I can have. Mexico can do whatever the fuck they want on their side, and we have rules that we have to follow. And I would like to be able to work on, have an equal playing field as far as working out an agreement. Okay? So yeah, I would try. Yes, I would be very, very, very nasty and try to get policies set so that I can pretty much just bullet to the head to anyone who crosses over illegally, and then work in an open border treaty. Okay, because I want the most leverage that I can fucking have to work on that open border treaty. Okay, and then get a decent deal in open border. Okay, so I'm not stopping at that wall. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna push that wall. But then I'm not stopping at that wall. I'm going to go for the open border treaty. All right. It's just Trumpian Trumpian system. All right. Of dealing with the border, lock down that border, make it as difficult as possible. And then say, okay, now that you're fucked, would you like to work on an open border treaty? And part of that open border treaty is I would want Mexico to have a welfare system. The reason that the Mexicans come to the United States is because jobs. All right, that's understandable. If they can't get work in Mexico, they come to the United States for jobs. I'm kind of sympathetic. I know most of you are too. But if they have a welfare system, then they wouldn't be so motivated to do that. Then they can kind of get something. I mean, I know they don't necessarily want to be on welfare. All right, but if it's better, if they can stay near their families and actually feed their families, all right, they got something at least, They would have less reason to be seeking jobs on our side because they can feed their families while still on their side, It would remove the incentive to come here illegally, all right? That would be just perfect, all right? And, work on other things and trying to get, industry and such together, of course. I'm sure they'll have stuff that they want us to do for them, all right? It's not all one way, okay? But they'll want us to do stuff for them to help them get industry, low-end jobs, and so on their side, okay? So it's a lot of stuff, all right? They'll want stuff from us. We'll want stuff from them. We'll negotiate it, okay? It's a negotiation. As long as we have significant leverage so that we have something to twist, to make them come to the table and talk, all right? And get a good open border treaty like what we have with Canada, all right? It would be easier for us and a lot less expensive if we could maintain an open border, but like I said, we need some leverage to make that work. And I don't want it to be an empty threat either. All right. If they really don't come to the table and work with us, and then actually, try to get a reasonable deal. All right. If they don't do that, then I want the ability to just go forward and finish the wall. All right. But I would like to work with them first. All right. I want the funding ready, and it's all the threats in their face before we talk, and then talk. Okay. That's my plan on the border. Okay. And also I would be doing a lot of work dealing with the people who are doing visa overstays. Those should be a lot easier to crack down on than the border crossers, but we do need to crack down on people who are doing visa overstays. Okay. Now, as far as, there's more visa overstays, I don't really believe that, but I think we can deal with the border thing for, easily enough so that it's not as much of it's not a deal. Okay. And because there's a lot to deal with. Okay. So it's not a deal, and, and so on. Okay. Now, moving on to what I would do about crime. Look, we have privatized prisons. Fuck that. I'm a capitalist. I am a capitalist. But privatizing prisons is stupid bullshit. All right? It's not worked. It's backfired like fucking hell. That needs to end. All right? So, yeah, I would bring an end to privatized prisons. Now, as for okay, now this one's a sticky one. As for what is socialized medicine? Okay, that's not a thing I'm going to promise. I certainly wouldn't. Okay, I don't like socialized medicine, but I'm gonna be chill on that one. Okay. If you can give me a decent, a decent socialized medicine policy, all right? Don't call it, it's not McLean Care, because I ain't fucking working on it. It can be Cortez Care, okay, for all I care about that, okay? What matters is, okay, work on something, come up with a way to make it balanced and so on, and I might sign off on it. I mean, the reason that I'll consider it is because it's been done in other countries. It seems to work. Just come up with a plan that looks that looks okay and has numbers that balance out. Okay, and then I'll sign off on it. Okay, but it's not going to be mine. Okay, don't. So it's definitely not my thing. It'll be some other congressman can come up with it. Bernie Sanders can come up with it while he's, while he's in office, in his thing, someone else. All right. If you come up with something, it works. I'll look at it and I'll sign off on it, and you can take credit for it. And then you can run on that platform. I'm the one that gave you socialized medicine. Ha ha. I don't care. All right. As long as it looks okay. All right. And, yeah, that's a thing. Okay. For the most part, I used to be a libertarian. Okay, I don't think I am a libertarian anymore. And that's partly because the Libertarian Party has become a joke. Okay. One other thing that I would do. Okay, as far as taxes, I would propose two things. All right, one, I would propose a thing that's similar to Yang Gang. All right, in that I would have basically more of your paycheck handed over to the IRS, so that when it comes time to pay your taxes, you're more likely to get a rebate rather than have to pay more money, okay? And just that, okay? And that will make it more, give you more incentive to file your taxes. And the other thing, and it's a contradictory thing that I'll do, is that I will want to replace income tax with sales tax. That's a Ron Paul concept, and I would do that, yeah. Now, what happens if I get both the Yang concept and the Ron Paul concept both at the same time? Well, fuck you. I'm going to keep it. But I only need one of those two, okay? All right? Either the Ron Paul concept or the Yang concept. I would take either of those. If I get both, I'll take both. But that means that you're going to have to file your taxes every year. You don't actually have to pay income tax. So what's going to happen, because it's coming out, your sales tax anyway. So all that's happening is that you're filing your information to Big Brother because I don't care. It's a good way to get it got Al Capone. So fuck it, you know. You know, whatever it takes, you know. It'll you know. So I'll take one to the other. All right. If I get both, I'll take both. I'll take both. Because fuck you. You know. But again, I'm not running for office, so you don't have to worry about me doing that. But yeah, okay. That's the thing. Now, another thing that I would do is that I would have every high school have three special kinds of classes. Okay, one is auto shop. Now, a lot of high schools have auto shop. I would want all high schools to have auto shop. Okay, which means like if you want to learn how to repair a car, all right, you know, you're helping the community. People bring their cars in, and you can do like repair and detailing and all that wonderful stuff. You know, and get people into the automotive industry if they want to do that. All right, and bring it up to the point to where you can learn how to build a car. All right, actually bring you that far in. That would be one shop. Another is programming class. Okay, again, you know, everybody comes in and learn to program all the way up to the point of being able to make a video game. Video game. Play video game. It's a video game programming class. You know, get that far in. The third, and I know this is controversial, so fuck you, yacht building class. Just teach people, kids come in and they'll learn basically how lumber, being able to work with wood crafting by getting up to the point where they can build a yacht. And that class would then, part of the funding of that class is the class project is to build one functional yacht and then sell it to pay for funding for that class, to help pay for the school, So one other thing, not 3, 4, the school should have a diner, a place that you can go and eat, just, and that's because there's a high school that actually has that, where basically people, the entire, diner is funded, is run by students. Okay, so they're all learning how to cook, and you're going to that, diner. You're paying, you're paying for the school to be able to, to do that. Part of the school's funding comes from that diner. Part of the school's funding comes from the auto shop. Part of the school's funding comes from the yacht building. And, I don't know, maybe come up with a way to use the video game, making a video game and selling it on the market. And if it works out, you can actually make money that way for the school too. Point is, go through that and, coming up with different ways to get more funding for the school on top of the federal funding. You bring in enough federal funding, all right? And then if you're doing a really good job on these classes, all right, then, and these are real skills, and kids come out with real skills on these classes, then yeah, sure, then then the school should be able to keep the money from that stuff, all right, and help fund the school, all right. That's my view. Okay, so do that. That would be a thing to do. All right. So let's see. I don't know what else to do. I'm not, I'm not too hard ass. All right, I just don't like dealing with bullshit, and politics is bullshit. All right, it just is. Okay, I pointed out that to really be a politician, you got to be a fucking narcissist. Okay. Plus, if you're a billionaire, you're also a narcissist. Yes, Donald Trump's psychology. I've heard this whole thing of how he's very much a little psychotic. The problem is his entire psychology can be explained by yes men. He's used to it. He's not used to being told that he's wrong. Okay, and shit like that. I don't want to go into this. Fuck that. All right. You don't care. Okay. Point is, I think all the politicians are psychotic. Okay. I think all the rich brats are psychotic. And so, yes, Trump is a rich brat who's a politician. So he's psychotic. That's just the way it is. And I am not ready to be able to deal with a bunch of psychotic people. No. Fuck no. Fuck no. Anyway, these are my ideas. And if psychotic people want to do them, that would be great. Me, no. No.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks, don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.